This video today is brought to you by Grant M. Grant M is one of our subscribers on YouTube and one of our followers on Instagram, and he shot me over a direct message asking, "Hey James, would you mind answering a few questions about power raking? What exactly is it? Do you recommend it for here in Calgary? And how can it help us achieve a nicer lawn?" Thank you so much, Grant. We're going to dive right into those answers today in the video. And I encourage you all, if you guys ever have any questions, please do not hesitate to send me a message asking specific lawn care questions, because I'd love to address them either directly if it makes sense or make a full video about it. Grant, your wish is my command. And here's a video of why we do not recommend power raking here in Calgary on a year-to-year basis. Let's jump right into it. I have a story for you. Here to my left is James. James is a guy that every single season, once that snow melts and those birds start chirping, he gets out there with his power rake and he power rakes as many lawns as he possibly can. People are willing to pay for it, and he gets a lot of tangible results every single season from doing those power rakes. He gets a lot of dead grass that comes up, and hey, people love it. I want to be honest with you though, James isn't doing the right thing. Power raking is a service that here at Yard Dogs we used to do very often. In fact, I truly believe we were doing more than any other company in Calgary. We're doing about 800 of them every single April and May. And quite frankly, we don't do it anymore. And in this video, we're going to go through the reasons why James shouldn't be doing any more power rakes and why he's not doing any more power rakes, and sort of the science behind it and why we believe there's a better options for your money and how you can get a lot more bang for your buck by choosing some alternate solutions. Let's just jump right into it. Power raking. Now, power raking is sort of a controversial topic when it comes to lawn care. In fact, I refer to it as the crack cocaine of lawn care because it looks so good and it's such good short-term benefits, but long-term, I really don't recommend it. And I'm going to be going to a few reasons why, our history with power raking, how it really works, what our grass actually looks like when you break it down on a layer by layer basis, and how we can what we can do in lieu of power raking to really see some great results that happen. Now, the reason people like power raking, what power raking is, it's a machine that you push. There's several brands. There's Husqvarna, there's Bluebird. Anyways, you push this machine over, and there's these tines that actually rake your lawn several dozen times a second. And what you see is pretty cool. You see a ton of dead stuff come up that you didn't even know was there. You might have sort of a greenish but slightly yellowish, brownish lawn. Push this power rake over it, and wham! Pounds and pounds of this thatch pops up, all this dead grass, and you take it away, and the lawn actually looks like it's been given quite a big haircut, and a lot of, stuff that shouldn't have been there is now gone. Garbage is now out. And yes, that is true. You've taken off a lot of debris and a lot of winter kill that's happened. However, you've taken off a lot of healthy grass. You've taken a lot of healthy thatch out, and you've destroyed a lot of crowns. Now, let's get into this here. So there's 4 components to your layers when it comes to your turf. You have your grass, the blades of grass that you actually see, the little green things. I don't need to explain. You have the grass. Next, you actually have the crown. Now, I need to be very clear. The crown is the most important part of your lawn, okay? It's the difference, it's the transition where it goes from blade to roots, okay? It's the part right in between, and growth actually splurs from the crown, and root growth happens from the crown downwards, okay? So from the crown, you have the grass coming up and the roots going down. But the crown is the health of it's the mothership, it's the command center. It's what all the nutrients, how it's all processed and derived from starts, and it's like the heart. The heart of your grass is the crown. Next, we have thatch. Thatch is sort of the graveyard. It's where all of the grass over time that's died or been completely hit hard by the winter, where it sort of goes to die and decompose and eventually becomes soil. So it's the layer of dead, no longer living grass that's there in between the crown and the soil, and the grass's roots from the crown go through the thatch or in within the thatch and go into the soil for nutrients and water. Then, of course, you have your soil. The soil is where all the hosts of microbacteria are. The soil also has a lot of the water, the stored nutrients, all of that good stuff, and all the roots of the grass are now permeating the soil to extend their reach to maximize water absorption. Now, the problem with power raking is that, yes, you get up a lot of thatch, but we need to work through the crown of the grass to get to that thatch. And yes, we'll get a lot of dead stuff up, but we're killing a lot of crowns. So I'm clear, if we kill the roots of this grass, they can grow back, the grass is fine. If we kill the blades of the grass will be okay, they can always grow back. But if we kill the crown, the grass is dead and it's not coming back. And the grass is not Jesus. It ain't came back from the dead. So once it's gone, it is gone. And you can only get it back through new grass seed and new growth. So what I want to recommend here is that when we do a power rake, yes, a lot of dead stuff comes up, but a lot of healthy things do as well. We don't need to completely power rake a lawn just because it's brown or yellow after the winters happened. Where we are from, we have pretty harsh winters. It can get to minus 30 Celsius, and especially in February, for an extended period of time. So when the snow finally does melt there, it's sort of late March, early April, give or take, it depends every single season, quite frankly, we will see our grass, and we see a lot of yellow and brown. It's not necessarily dead. It's been winterized. It just needs a chance to spruce up. It needs some nutrients and it needs some help to really splur. Now, I 100% recommend hand raking, using a dethatching rake, but no need to break a sweat, break your rake. Light hand raking is going to actually get a lot of the thatch up. It's not hard to get the thatch up. When you're scratching it as hard as you can though, you're killing crowns. You're getting that thatch up, yes, but not all thatch is bad. In fact, one of the best natural weed barriers that your turf has is the thatch, because weeds have a terrible time germinating in the soil and growing through the thatch. It's so thick and it's hard for sunlight to break through, and it's really hard for water to get all the way to the weed. And the grass absorbs the water before the weeds can. Everything on your lawn is competition. Every drop of water, every nutrient is competed for. Either the weeds win or the grass wins. And thatch is actually extremely important for blocking out those weeds. Now, yes, thatch can choke your lawn. When there's too much, airflow can't be happening there, and it's too hard for the new blades to actually grow and develop, which is why I want to recommend that you do a light hand rake. A light hand rake to dethatch it there. Even mowing your grass, quite frankly, with the bag on it is going to like the way that the cutting happens and the wind or the airflow there happens, a lot of the dead stuff is going to come back with just by mowing your lawn with the bag on it. And I recommend mowing with the bag on it for the first month that you are cutting there in May. I've been on both spectrums of the power raking. There was a time in the past couple years that we probably power raked more lawns in Calgary than any other company. We were doing 600 to 800 of them in 1 month with several crews power raking and doing 20-ish a day. And it was a lot of work, and people love paying for it because they can see tangible results. People love power raking because we live in a world where if you're hungry, you open Skip the Dishes and order. If you want to ride, you open up Uber, you can get a ride. If you want to laugh, you just open your TikTok app and it's all immediate gratification, microwave thinking. Power rake, yeah, there's tangible results there. You see the dead stuff come up and then you can bag it and take it away and it looks like your lawn's had a little bit of a facelift. That is true, but it's not the right thing to do. A light hand rake, in addition to an aeration, is what your lawn needs every single season. The city of Calgary is out there aerating their lawn 4 times a year. Everybody talks about how they want golf course green grass. Well, there you go. Aeration is a massive part of it. As a residential homeowner, we don't need to do it that often. I recommend at least once in the spring and or the fall. One or the other works great. If you want to do it for both, like in our Great Dane program, more power to you. You can't over aerate a lawn. When we aerate, we actually remove a little bit of the thatch with every plug. We put it on top of the lawn, and we're not, instead of taking off everything, we take off stuff every few inches. And that topsoil is going to decompose in about 3 to 4 weeks. I realize it doesn't look pretty. It looks like a dog just did its business on your lawn, but it's so good for just getting that soil and top layer of soil up there to sort of decompose back into things. But it's opened up a gap for airflow to go in, water to fall in, and seeds to fall in, nutrients to fall in, and everything germinate a little bit better. But a power rake, companies, they're going to charge you $140 to $160 for a full power rake and do a full mow with that and trim. Looks great, but it's not needed. And you're actually going to be spending more money on fertilizer and weed controls because now you've created a clean slate. It's fair game for the grass and the weeds. They both have the weeds now have a fighting chance to grow your lawn because we've torn out the crowns and we've removed way too much thatch. I recommend power raking for somebody that has done nothing to their lawn besides mow it for the past 5+ years. You know, they look outside like, oh shoot, where do I even start? You know what? A power raking actually is probably where you should start, because you want to create a clean slate so that you have something to work with. But if you've been with your lawn care provider for a while, if you've been with Yard Dogs and you've been choosing our packages, you've been investing in your thatch layer. You've been investing in healthy crowns with your fertilizer and weed control programs. It would be a shame to completely strip that away and start fresh every single season. We have a healthy layer of thatch, and if you're aerating every year, we are getting some of that thatch out of there so it's never choking your lawn. And we now have invested in solid root growth and development of our soil so that things can take. So long story short, guys, power raking, I know it's tempting, but it's crack cocaine. Don't touch it. You know, it's too harsh of a service for your lawn. Instead, a light hand rake, aeration, and mowing your lawn with a bag on it is all you need. Save your money, save your time, and save the planet. We want to be using less fertilizers. We want to be using less herbicides. And the best way to do that is by having a healthy thatch layer and leaving those crowns untouched as much as possible so they can keep growing grass up and root development down. So guys, let me know what you think. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I've hit the nail on the head? Let me know in the comments below if you believe that power raking, your experience with it. And remember, we used to do hundreds of power rakes every season, but now we will not sell it because I truly believe it's not a good use of our clients' money and it's not the right thing to do for the lawn, especially if you've been investing in a good fertilizer weed control program for the past couple years. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll catch you in the next video.